Well, that was interesting. As soon as I hit the start streaming button, everything just closed. I said, "Oh, that's a first." Everything closed. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this week. Welcome to another Selah moment. Thank you for being patient with me and understanding for not going live for quite some time, but surely you can understand. So, today is going to be a very informal live stream. There's no notes that I've taken, there's really no subject, but just to give you an update on what's been going on in my life. First and foremost, I will be completely transparent with you. Right now, it is extremely hard to get through this live stream only because I feel so out of breath right now and my back is hurting. I'm just very uncomfortable. So I'm just keeping it real. But I'm here and we're going to push forward. I don't know how long this live stream is going to be, maybe not very long. But again, thank you to all of you who have shown up every single week to support this channel. I truly, truly appreciate you. And I think it is very fitting that the channel is called Selah Moments because right now that is what I'm doing in my life. My life right now is at a holy pause. Just when you think um, everything is like you have this idea in your head of where life is going to take you and where the Lord is leading you to. You have all these plans in your head of, what this year may look like. And then the Lord tells you, hold up. I think you need to wait a second. I have a totally different plan than what you are planning. And so I am living out my own Selah moment where I need to pause in his presence and let God be God and let his will be done, not mine. So, for those of you who don't know, most of you in the chat know, but you never know when you'll get someone new that comes across this stream. Um, I this Wednesday I will be 36 weeks pregnant. So I will officially be in my ninth month of pregnancy this coming Wednesday. And I am 42 years young. I'm going to say years young. It's truly inspiring when you have all of these resources like Facebook nowadays, and there are very large, in fact, Facebook groups of so many women, not only across our nation, but across the world, that are actually starting to have their children in their 40s. Me, not me. I am on my third. However, it's so encouraging to know that there are women who are just starting to have their children in their 40s. And to read all of the encouragement that they send out, it's absolutely amazing. But I will tell you that my last child, my last pregnancy, was over 19 years ago. And so things are very, very different than they were 19 years ago. There was no, there was internet, but it was just being introduced. And so there was no Facebook, there was no social media. The internet was simply just something you used to maybe research something, or I believe you were just able to begin to start to shop online. And so the support system, as far as social media is concerned, was not there. It was non existent. So this time around, it is really refreshing, and it's beautiful to be able to connect with so many women from across the world, to ask whatever questions you have, to get advice from real women. Um, I know sometimes it's kind of hard to find advice from people that are close to you, because we're all different, but the fact that you can actually now target women within your own age group that are maybe going through the exact same things you are, or maybe they have already experienced these things, and they can give you this amazing advice. I'm telling you, it is a whole different world nowadays, where any question that pops into your head, all you have to do is go on to a Facebook group and search the question, and within seconds you can get your answer. It's truly amazing. And I prefer that because I want to hear from real women, from real moms who have gone through maybe the same things that I'm going through. It is I rather take their advice, because they've been there, done that. They know what works, they know what doesn't work. Now, just because something didn't work for someone doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. But the way I try to do it is I try to see what worked for the majority of women, and I try to take that advice. But of course, you have to have discernment, and you have to kind of feel your way through these answers, because not every answer is a good answer. So you may find something that makes sense, but then you have to prayerfully consider that and say, well, Lord, I know this worked for this person. Will this work for me? And, ultimately, your answers should come from the Lord. But it's nice to have this community where you can go to these women and ask for advice, and then make the decision for yourself. So, what's been going on with me so far is things have been progressing fairly quickly. I am, again, like I said, this Wednesday, I will be entering into my ninth month of pregnancy, and it has been interesting, to say the least. With my last two pregnancies, again, one almost 21 years ago and the other over 19 years ago, were completely different than this one. The other two, I was much younger, much more energetic. I had much more stamina. And so I don't recall ever being sick at all. I ate whatever I wanted to eat. I was very mobile. I had a lot of energy. I moved around all the way up until giving birth. It was like a dream. This time around has been very different. This time around, for the first, I want to say 12 to 14 weeks, I was horribly sick. Now, thank God I never vomited, but I'm sorry if that's too graphic, but the nausea was unbearable. I did not want to eat anything. And so for the first couple of months, I actually lost weight. I believe it was 7 or 8 pounds that I lost. And I just did not want to eat anything. I would drink water all day long, and that was pretty much it. The things that they tell you to eat, like crackers and maybe toast, those actually made me more nauseous, which is absurd. But I couldn't even have crackers. For some reason, I don't know if it's the yeast in the bread or in the crackers, but whenever I try to eat bread or crackers, the taste that it left in my mouth was absolutely disgusting. So, whatever I could eat, I immediately had to go and brush my teeth and rinse with mouthwash. That was the only way I could get something in my stomach without um, getting extremely nauseous. And I tried everything. People will say, oh, well, try this and try that, and this worked for me. Again, not everything works for everyone. And so, all the advice that I was given in these Facebook groups, none of them worked for me. Unfortunately, nothing that cured nausea for anyone else worked for me. So I kind of had to just wait it out. Thank God by about week 15 or 16, I started to gain somewhat of an appetite. I still couldn't eat everything or anything I wanted. There were certain things that I could eat without an issue. Now, with this pregnancy, it was very interesting because my whole appetite turned completely around from what I normally eat. Yes, Sherry, I had a whole bag of ginger chews. Didn't work. When I say I've tried everything, I tried everything. The only thing that kind of sort of worked was to make sure that I brushed my teeth and used mouthwash like a million times a day. That was the only thing. But normally, like my normal diet, I would eat whatever I wanted and it didn't matter. Um, but however, with this pregnancy, what I craved was fruits, vegetables, steak, and potatoes. And I know everybody's going to say, "Oh, well that's great. That's amazing." Yeah, kind of. Not really. And I was never a salad person. Every time someone would like offer me, "Oh, why don't we just get a salad?" I would always say like, "I'm not going to eat grass." That was me. That was my train of thinking. And let me tell you now, I love salads. I love a good salad with some fruit in it and a nice, maybe apple cider vinaigrette dressing. Love it. Fruits and vegetables, I used to eat it every now and then. Now I can eat fruit and vegetables right out of the packaging. It is ridiculous. And recently, I would say the last couple of months, I have really been loving a good steak and mashed potatoes. Again, I've never been a steak person. I've always liked or ordered chicken or fish. It's always been chicken or fish. Now it needs to be a good steak with, okay, I'm going to be controversial. I have to have A1 sauce with my steak. I don't care how great the steak is. It can be the most delicious, the most tender steak that is that was ever made in the world. I have to have my A1 sauce with it. So what I do is I'll have a nice small 6-ounce steak with mashed potatoes, and I can't have everything in my mashed potatoes. Just butter is fine. So I'll have the steak, the mashed potatoes, and then I'll have vegetables with it. So this has been my life lately, trying to juggle and figure out what I feel like eating or what I can tolerate in eating. So now, for some reason, the nausea is beginning to come back. Not the way it was in the first trimester, thank God, but the nausea has come back again, where I have to drink a lot of water, which I have my water here, but I can't. Obviously, I don't have enough. I don't have a lot of room in my stomach right now, so I can't eat large meals anymore. They have to be small meals, but frequent meals. So now I can have maybe a bowl of soup and I'm good for several hours. Excuse me. There's my indigestion. So I'll be good for a couple of hours with just a small can of soup. I'm good. Like in the morning, I'll have my protein shake and I'll have a bowl of oatmeal and then I'm good. I'm good. If I eat that around, let's say, 8 o'clock, I'm good around till around 11. However, what I am noticing now is when I get to the point where I start to get hungry, I can go from hungry to absolutely starving within 5 minutes. I have no idea if any of you in the chat have ever experienced that when you were having children. But I will tell you, I there's 1 minute where I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm starting to get hungry, but it's not terrible. But then within 5 minutes, I can go into like this full panic mode and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm starving. I need to eat something right now." And I believe I saw my husband in the chat and he can attest where I'm like, "No, I need to eat now." Like right now, I need something. And he'll just look at me like, "You weren't even hungry 5 minutes ago." But it's so frustrating because I understand. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I wasn't I really wasn't hungry 5 minutes ago, but now I need food now, right now. And then I'll have this mentality where I feel like I can eat an entire cow because I'm so starving. And then when I finally get some food, I'll take maybe 3, 4 bites and then I'm full again. It's so frustrating where I'm like, I'm starving. I need food. And I'll take a couple bites or I'll have another maybe small meal. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel so stuffed. I can't eat anymore. So that's just a little glimpse of my life. I also cannot do too much sugar, which back before pre pregnancy, I can eat cookies, I can eat donuts, and it would be no issue. But now I still can, but it's very limited. So if I have a donut, I could probably eat maybe half of a donut, and then that's it. Um, if I have a cookie, it can be a small, maybe chocolate chip cookie, maybe two, I would say at the max three, and then I just can't do it anymore. There's something about it where if I have too much sugar, I start to feel anxious. Like the sugar's too much, and I start to like freak out. Like I'll have an anxiety attack because I guess all the sugar just rushes through me. But what's interesting is I had my glucose test and I passed with flying colors. So I don't have any sugar issues. I never have. But for some reason I have to limit my sugar intake because it is not a good feeling at all when I have too much sugar. Um excuse me. I did open a Q&A, but I've never done that before, so I don't know if anyone has posted a question. I don't even know where to look for that. But anyway, I can probably just look in the chat. Give me 1 second. Ooh, needed some water. Um, so yeah, Erica, I do recall the glucose test my last pregnancy, but again, this time around I have resources. And so I asked in one of the Facebook groups, what do some moms do for this glucose test? Do they just drink whatever the doctor gives them? That's when I found out about what's this test called the fresh test. Now, if you know anyone that is pregnant right now and maybe they can't stand the glucose test, I highly recommend that they do what's called a fresh test. Amazon sells it, and that's where I got mine. So the fresh test, it's in powder form. And so when you take it to the doctor, they do have to mix it for you and add water to it. However, the fresh test is 100% natural. It's all natural ingredients. There is no junk in it. The glucose test that they give you at the hospital is full of junk. So, when I found out about this fresh test, I said, "Oh, I'm going to do it." So I ordered it on Amazon. I think it was like $20. It wasn't ridiculously expensive. And let me tell you, that drink is absolutely delicious. It was so good. I chugged it. I know that for the regular glucose test that they give you, it's disgusting. And you have to force it down. It's so gross. But this one is actually, again, all natural ingredients and it tastes delicious. So I highly recommend what's called the fresh test. Let me see. Oh, Sherry said tres leches. Let me tell you, I had a tres leches cake the other day and I had a slice. It's delicious. I love tres leches cake, but it has to be done right. It has to be made right. Not everyone knows how to make a good tres leches cake. But again, it's one slice and I'm done. I'm good with it. Before pregnancy, I can eat maybe 2 or 3 slices. But now I can't do it. I'm gonna try to look at the chat because I have no idea where if there's questions being posted, I don't see them. I'm also live on Facebook. Let me go into Facebook because that's a whole nother window. Okay, so I see. Oh, my aunt Heidi's on. Hello, Titi. I love you. I see her on. She's on Facebook. Barbara Lisa. Hello, my sister. I love Barbara Lisa. Barbara Lisa on Facebook. I cannot tell you enough about that woman. That woman has been uh, my support from the day I got saved. She is actually my personal intercessor. If you do not have your own personal intercessor, let me tell you, find one. Find someone who will dedicate their life to interceding for you. And let me tell you, if you ask the Lord to send you that person, He will. And Barbara Lisa is that person for me. That woman intercedes for me every single day. Oh, I see Tiffany. Tiffany's on Facebook as well. I don't know if this like auto refreshes on Facebook. I have no idea. It looks like it does. But it's kind of hard because I have to have two windows open, and I normally just keep Facebook open. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube. Because I don't typically get a lot of people on Facebook. Not a lot of people engage on Facebook. But I do it anyway because I know some people prefer Facebook, and I know some people don't even have a Facebook and they rather do YouTube. And also, my following is much bigger on YouTube than on Facebook. Let me see. Erica said, "I'm nauseous just thinking about that glucose." Believe me, I understand. It's totally gross, which is why I was like, you know what? It's almost 20 years later. I'm sure we had to have come up with something better. And sure enough, there is something better out there. Thank the Lord. Oh, good, Irene. I'm glad she did great. Irene says her daughter did good on her glucose test. Good. She got super sleepy waiting. Yeah, I can understand that because you once you take the glucose test, you can't they don't take your blood out right away. You have to wait an hour. So I drank it, and then you have to wait an hour in the waiting room. The joys of pregnancy. Once you wait that hour, and then they'll call you back and they'll take your blood. But thank God, I will say that as well. Um, as of right now, everything is absolutely perfect with this pregnancy. He is, besides all my usual chaos, all the craziness that comes with it, um, everything is perfect. His heartbeat has been perfect. His size is perfect. Now I go Wednesday for my 36-week checkup, and that's when they will do the final ultrasound. So I will not only get to see his face again. I saw his face at, what was it, 20 weeks? I think it was 20 weeks. Um, but now they're going to do another ultrasound at 36 weeks, because then that's when they will see his position. If he's already in position for labor, they're going to give me an estimate of his weight and his height, or length, I should say. Yeah, Sherry, I think I just answered your question. That is, I'll know on Wednesday. I will know, but even then, it's just an estimate, because I've heard of, again, in these Facebook groups, how they do these ultrasounds, and then when the baby is born, they're like totally wrong on the weight. So I will find out if, I guess, an estimate of how much he weighs. Right now, according to my pregnancy app, and that's a general, it's just for all babies, not necessarily mine, but in general, right now, he should be about 6 pounds, which is insane to me that he could already be 6 pounds. But I will say that my last two babies, my first one was 8 8 pounds. I did not have small babies, I will tell you. My first baby was 8 pounds 1 ounce, and my second baby was 8 pounds 11 ounces. And so this one, although I do think he's going to be around 7, I think he's going to be maybe 7 pounds, like 12 ounces, maybe something like that, is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's going to be midway to 8 pounds. I don't know if he's going to be as big as my last two, especially because of my eating habits. I can't eat too much like I did with the other two. Um, but I will say I had both of my last ones exactly 1 week before my due date, 1 week to the day. So this one, I don't know. He may come a week before the due date. He may come before that. I don't know. But what I will say, um, Chris, they I think what they did was, because I can't remember what the difference is between 3D and 4D. I'm sorry, I don't remember the difference. I think it was 4D with my first ultrasound. They did do 4D. So I would assume that they're going to do that again this time. They unfortunately, which was kind of bummer, on the screen when they do the ultrasound, it's in color. But she said when she went to print the pictures out, she said that they don't print in color. They only print in black and white. So that's fine. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how much his face has changed from 20 weeks to 36 weeks. It's going to be interesting. Um, so I kind of, I can't wait. But I will also say, last night was the first time that I ever experienced um, an intense Braxton Hicks contraction. I, which is crazy because normally, again, in these Facebook groups, these women are saying that they've been having Braxton Hicks since, 20 weeks or even 16 weeks. And I haven't had anything. Um, there were some times where I would feel like something really mild, and, it wouldn't last very long. But I will say last night, it actually woke me up from my sleep, the pain. It lasted about a minute, and I did have to breathe through it. I had to concentrate on my breath to get through it. But it only happened the one time. And then that was it. Hasn't happened since. So that's how I know. That's one of the things that I know it was Braxton Hicks, and also because it wasn't the pain wasn't in my entire abdomen, it was only on the one side. And so that's another sign that it was Braxton Hicks, because if it was a real contraction, you would feel it in your entire abdomen, and that was not the case. um let me let me go back to, because I've been focusing on yes, exactly, Chris. He's prepping for his entrance, his grand entrance. But let me go back to Facebook because haven't didn't look there. Thank you, Barb. Thank you for saying that. So my aunt is saying she thinks he's going to be 8 to 9 pounds. Holy smokes, Titi. 9 pounds? That's a big baby. Ah, I don't know if he's gonna be that big. I don't know. We will get an estimate on Wednesday. Thank you, Phyllis. I love you. I miss you. Haven't seen you in forever. Let me see. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't know about 9 pounds. That's just crazy talk. Ay, ay, ay. I'm telling you, I'm leaning more towards like 7.5 pounds, maybe close to 8, but I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Hello, Loretta. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness, Erica. She says, my baby was born at 35 weeks, 10 pounds. Are you kidding me? I'm 35 weeks now. I cannot imagine having a 10-pound baby right now. That's insane. Oh my word. They still do the in the beginning, the first ultrasound that they give you is still the old school one. They still do that one. But I was actually shocked that they had the capability of doing 4D in that doctor's office. I thought that was something that you had to pay extra for, but apparently not. That the doctor's office that I go to, they have that capability to do it right then and there, which is nice because from what I recall, when 3D first came out, you had to pay extra for that. And you even had to go somewhere special to get that done. So it was a nice surprise that they were able to do that. Let me tell you that going from the regular 2D ultrasound scan to the 4D is so weird. You go from seeing like this flat portrait to actually seeing the shape of the face, the nose, the mouth, the eyes. It's so incredible. So incredible. Yeah, so that's the next thing that I was going to cover. This will also be my first we're going to where I need you to believe with me, okay? Let's come together and believe with me. This will be my first unmedicated birth. I am aiming so strongly for no intervention whatsoever as far as pain management. With my last two, I had the epidural. Again, we're talking back in the day, no resources. I had no clue what I was doing. Um, Never took a birthing class. And honestly, when I was actually in labor, I was even pushing wrong because I didn't even know how to push. That's how poorly educated I was on labor and delivery. So this time around, again, completely different. I yeah, we will see about that. You're supposed to be there to encourage me. So you better be encouraging me, sir. I'm talking to my husband. He said we'll see about that. You are supposed to be in my ear the entire time telling me, you can do this. You can do this. Your body was made for this. So you better act like a football coach and scream at me and tell me, you can do it. Get out there and do it. So this will be my first unmedicated birth. However, not only will I have my awesome husband with me, but I do have now the absolute blessing of having such a good friend who is also a doula. And I love her to pieces. If there is anyone that I would ever want to be my doula, it would be her. Now, for those of you who don't know what a doula is, they are you hire doulas because they're like your advocate. They are your cheerleader. But not only are they there to encourage you and push you, but they have a wide variety of knowledge when it comes to birthing positions, um, kind of like pain management in a natural way. And they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about. They've been there, done that. So they know how to advocate for you. And so I highly, even though I haven't even experienced having a doula in the past, I can already tell you it's going to be extremely different, and it's going to be so much better having a doula, because when you are in the middle of labor and delivery, there are so many things going through your head. You have nurses and doctors coming in and out, and you are in excruciating pain, and they could be asking you a million questions. This is also the first time that I ever heard of and ever had a birth plan. So I gave my birth plan to not only my doctor, but also my doula. I gave her a more detailed birthing plan than I gave to the doctors. So she knows exactly what I want. She knows what decisions I want made. So when push comes to shove and things get really intense, she already knows what I want. So she can already tell the doctor, this is, and she'll show her my birth plan, and she'll say, that is not what she asked for. She does not want that. Let me tell you, it is so important to me to have someone like that in the room with me, that you kind of feel like like they have your back, that you're not in it alone. So she knows what I want and what I don't want. And so if the doctor or nurse tries to do something contrary to what I have on my birth plan, she will be there to push back for me. Even when maybe I don't have the energy to do it, it will be all in writing, and she can say, look right here. She specifically said she does not want that. She will say it very nicely. She will say it in a loving way. But what I love about her too is that she is stern. So she doesn't mess around. She'll say it lovingly, but it will be straightforward. And she will make sure that what I requested will happen. And if there's some kind of discrepancy, she will ask me and she will confirm with me, okay, we know you said this. Are you sure? Is this really what you want? Or maybe they'll try to give you an alternative, and she can come to me with that alternative. Ultimately, I make the decision. She cannot make the decision for me. However, since she has so much more experience, and she knows her and I are pretty much on the same level of what kind of care I want, I totally and completely trust her. So, whatever advice she gives me that I'm not sure of, I will take her advice. Mind you, she also has 4 children of her own. So, she's been there, done that. Um, so, if at all possible, if you know of someone who's pregnant, encourage them to at least get a doula that can help them. Not all doulas are the same. I will tell you that. From I've heard some stories, and I've actually seen some videos on YouTube of doulas that were not so great. Um, but I will say, if you find a really good one, I highly suggest you go with them, because it is so important to have someone in your corner that is advocating for you and not against you. Now, of course, there's nothing against doctors and nurses. There's a lot of them that are truly great. They are wonderful people. However, you don't know what kind of nurse or doctor you're going to end up with, and you can end up with a very pushy one who pretty much tries to make the decision for you. And that's what I don't want. I don't want, again, I've watched so many Instagram reels and YouTube videos of doctors when they use certain language. You have to be very careful, because there are doctors out there that will just say, well, I'm just going to do this for you. Like, no, that's not asking me. You're not asking me. You're telling me what you're going to do. So you have to be very careful with doctors that talk like that. Well, let's just do this. Or I'm going to do this real quick. No, you need my consent. So don't tell me what you're going to do. You can suggest, you can recommend, and then ultimately I will make that decision. So again, you have to just be careful with the language that these doctors and nurses use, because you need to make these decisions yourself. Don't just, because they're doctors, don't just assume, okay, well, they know everything and I'll just let them make all my decisions. No, I don't recommend that. You should have a say. Let me see. Let me go back. Trying to go back and forth between Facebook and YouTube. Oh, Phyllis is prophesying 6 pounds, 12 ounces. I'll take it. I'll take it. I do think he's going to be a little bigger though. I don't think he's going to be that small. All right, let me go back to YouTube. Irene. Oh, I love you. You're the best. Irene says, if he, talking about my husband, ain't living up to your standards, I'll be in your ear. I've watched enough football practices. Oh, I love you. You're funny. I think I saw, let me see. I thought I saw someone. Trying to find it. The one thing that I am okay with doing, and also only because my doula is also okay with it, is the is it nitrous oxide, the laughing gas. She said she's good with that because it doesn't affect the baby, it just affects me. It doesn't take the pain away, but it takes the edge off. So I did find out my hospital does offer the laughing gas. So if necessary, I will definitely, I'm open to that. I'm open to using the laughing gas. I thought I saw someone ask, I'm trying to look for it now. Oh, Griselle, are you planning a hospital birth or home birth? Okay, I am planning a hospital birth, um, but I want to do an unmedicated hospital birth. I want to do pretty much do the birth my way per se, meaning, and I did already do the tour of the hospital. I did a tour of my husband and I did a tour of the labor and delivery room and also the postpartum room. So we spoke to a nurse when we were there, and um, another reason why I do love this hospital is because they are very open and willing to allow me to birth the way I want to. So, in other words, they have wireless monitoring, so I don't have to be tied to wires on the wall. It's wireless, so I can walk around if I need to walk around. They do have the pregnancy ball, they do have the peanut ball, and they do allow me to walk around and to move, do certain, and that's when my doula will come into play because she will help me um, move into different positions to ease the pain. She can also do pressure points to help with the pain. And another thing that I just found out about that people are raving about is well, the moms are raving about during labor is what's called a TENS unit. TENS. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a TENS unit, but it is they have these stickies that you put on certain areas where you're having pain. And it's not just for pregnancies, this is actually pain management for muscles. So athletes use TENS units to relieve pain in their muscles after a game or after working out. If they have a pulled muscle, a muscle strain, they will use these TENS units, and they will put these stickies wherever the pain is. And the stickies are connected to wires, and the wires are connected to the TENS unit. The TENS unit is powered by a 9-volt battery. So it's not like some super duper intense, you know, power that's going into these little pads. But I have read multiple times of women using these TENS units during labor, and they will put them in their pressure points where they are feeling these intense labor pains, usually in the back. In your lower back is where you would feel the most intense pain. And so they'll put this TENS unit on those particular areas, and then they'll turn on the TENS unit, and it will send electric signals to those muscles, and it will ease the pain. So I did purchase a TENS unit, a very highly reviewed TENS unit. I think there was like 35,000 reviews on Amazon, and it had pretty much 5 stars. So I did order that, and so I do have that in my hospital bag, and I plan on using that for pain management, the moving around for pain management, and I also have what's called a birthing comb, which is just a wooden comb like you would a comb for your hair. It's a wooden comb, but it's shaped like the palm of your hand. And so what you do is you would put that comb, you would put the teeth like right here on your hand, and you would squeeze as hard as you can. And so what that's supposed to do is it's going to hurt, yes, but that's the point. it's supposed to redirect your pain, like in your mind, redirect it from your contractions to your hand. And so you're not focusing on the contraction anymore. You're now focusing on your hand. Again, I've heard that they work for a lot of women and they have loved the birthing comb. So the birthing comb did come with this, it's like a massage ball. I think the ball is like made of, I don't know if it's made of like some kind of marble or something, but in the back of it, it has a little hole in the back where you can put essential oil in it. And you put an essential oil in it, and it will, once you start rolling the ball, the oil will then cover the front of the ball. And it's supposed to be used again for pressure points. And as you're going through a contraction, you put the massage ball on that part and put pressure and start to massage that area. And that's supposed to help also with pain. So listen, I'm telling you, everything and anything I can do for pain management, I am doing it besides medication. That's the only thing that I don't want to do. I do not want pain medication intervention. I've been there, done that with my last two. It was quite scary getting the epidural because it's essentially a needle that gets stuck into your spine. And that is very, I understand that they do it a million times a day. I get it. But this time around, I don't feel comfortable getting it. Just because the risk is just so high, for one, for them making a mistake and they can ultimately hit a nerve in my spine, causing me to be paralyzed. I've heard of that. I've also heard of some women getting the epidural and it doesn't even work. They go through all of that and it doesn't work. Then I've heard of women that get it and it only works on one side. So it'll only work on their right side. And then their left side, they can still feel everything on their left side, or vice versa. And so I also, once you do get the epidural, you will not feel when you have to push. You will feel pressure, but then now you are one, you're tied to the bed because once you have the epidural, you can no longer get up and walk around. I don't want to be restricted like that. I don't want to be bed bound. Number two, because you have to stay in bed and now you're numb from the waist down, they have to do they what's called, I think it's like guided pushes. So now they have to tell you when to push instead of your body telling you to push. Also, I've heard the recovery time is much longer after an epidural because now you have to wait for that to fade away. You have to wait for the epidural to completely fade away before you can even get up out of bed. And if you have to use the bathroom, you cannot. And so you are now tied to also a catheter. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to be bedridden the entire time. So this is why I'm trying to do all that I can do to prevent getting an epidural. Then you have to wait for that incision to also heal. Wherever they gave you the epidural, you have to wait for that. I've seen the glorious videos of these women who have gotten the epidural and all their pain is completely gone and they just fall asleep and they're at peace. They're having all these contractions and they are just fine. Again, I did it with my last two. This time around, I'm not comfortable with it. So we will see what works, and I will definitely report back to you on what works. But what I have now come to terms with is our bodies were made for this. We were made to do this. Women have been having babies since Eve. So this is nothing new. The Lord knew exactly what he was doing when he made us women for birth. We were made for this. There are things that we just need to learn how to do, how to work with our bodies, not against them, and how to do things, go back to old school and do things the way they did back in the day. Because clearly we've been fine. These, however millennia later, we've survived without epidural and without anything, without hospitals, without nurses, doctors. We've survived and we've multiplied without a problem. So now we just do more research and do things the way God intended it to be done. Now again, nothing against the women that just can't hack it and they need that epidural and they want all of the medication. That's fine. That's totally up to you. But again, for some reason this time around, it's not, I don't feel comfortable doing any of it. I just want to see what my body can do and know what my body can do and live that out, because that's another thing that I've heard women who have gone all natural in their birthing process. They have this like massive revelation where they're like, my God, I had no idea my body could do this. It's like such a beautiful miracle for them where it's like, I did it. It's possible. You can do it. And I just think that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful when you can see it and experience it for yourself. Yes, we can do this. It is possible. Yes, Chris, that's another thing. I do plan on exclusively nursing. Did not do that with my last two. Again, no education whatsoever, had no resources. I tried with my last two and then ended up with formula. No, all power to the women that choose to give exclusively formula. Fine, that is up to you. I did it as well. This time around, again, totally different season in my life, and the amount of research that I have done and the things that I have found out. Let me tell you something. If you ever question if there's a God, if you ever question if we were created by the great creator, that we were intricately made, I actually dare you right now, even if you know there's a God and yes, he made us, we're wonderfully, fearfully and wonderfully made. I dare you, after this live stream, either today or tomorrow, do some research on breastfeeding. There are things that I have found out about what our bodies are capable of doing when it comes to feeding our children. It is, to say it's mind-blowing is an understatement. I can give you a little, I'll just give you a couple of facts and truths that I have found out in my deep, and I mean deep, research of breastfeeding. This, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't know. The people that I have told so far had no idea, no clue. When you are nursing your baby, there is, and this is scientifically proven. So this is not like, something that you have to have faith to believe in. This is scientifically proven that when your baby nurses, there are signals that are sent from his body to yours. What do I mean by that? I have found out that if by any chance your baby is about to get sick, like they're like right on the edge of maybe getting a cold or some kind of virus or something, that baby sends signals to your body that then your body responds into the milk ducts, that your body then produces on its own, produces the antibodies that the baby needs to fight off whatever it is that's coming. What? That blew my mind. And it doesn't matter what sickness it is. It doesn't matter. His body sends these signals to your body and your milk changes. I almost want to cry. Because it changes to protect the baby. I think that is so beautiful. And then if your baby, let's say, is not gaining enough weight or maybe not getting enough fat in the milk, again, it sends signals to your body. And your body begins to produce milk that is thicker and higher in fat. It's absolutely amazing. Not only that, but your body also knows if you have a boy or a girl. Your milk also adjust to the sex of your baby. So boys need more protein. They need higher fat. So your milk is going to be different than one who has a girl, which the girl needs, I think it's more calcium. So your milk will produce, your body will produce more calcium in that milk for the girl than it would for the boy. There's even a difference between your milk in the morning and then your milk at night. Your milk at night will produce a higher concentration of melatonin to help your baby sleep. And I'm just giving you the tip of the iceberg. There's so much involved in what happens between you and the baby when you nurse. It is so amazing. And I agree with you, Sherry. I was the same way with my first two. I didn't do well with my first two. But again, I had no resources. I had no one to talk to. I had no one to go to for advice. Now they have these lactation consultants that you can just get on a Zoom with. It's crazy. You can just get on the phone with a lactation consultant and they can help you. And I have done research even in that. What things to do to up your supply. If X, Y, and Z happens, then do A, B, and C. There's so much resources out there now where if you're having an issue, there's an answer for it. I had none of that before. And I'm seeing all these questions come up, and it's awesome because now if I find myself in that same predicament, in that same situation, I already know what to do. If this happens, I already know, okay, that happened to this woman. Now she did this and it worked. She did that and it worked. So it's absolutely amazing. I highly encourage you to do some research on the science behind nursing because it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the best part is it's free. It's free and always ready. You don't have to warm it up. You don't have to go to the store and buy it. You don't have to prepare a bottle. It's amazing. Your baby's hungry? Feed. Done. It's amazing. Now, I do intend on having bottles as a backup, but again, it will still be breast milk. But that is the reason why I have that as a backup, is so that my husband and my daughter can also feed the baby and have that connection. You know, I don't want it to just be me, you know. I want them to have that bonding time as well. But he will not lack in what he needs as far as nutrients. So that's the reason why I do have some backup bottles and bags that I will be using so that we as a family can bond in that way. But yes, let me see. Yes, Bestie, I have read that. I have read that the recommended time to continue to breastfeed is up to 24 months because of the benefits. I have read that, absolutely. Oh yeah, Erica, JoJo is totally looking forward. The way she sees him already, he's not even born yet, and she already sees him as like her son. Yeah, Sherry, it totally stinks when you have children and there's, you know, it's at a time where you just don't have that support. You don't have those resources and you don't know where to go. But, you know, by God's grace, our children are fine. They're great. God's grace is sufficient. And he saw us through, even in our ignorance of not knowing what to do and when to do it. He still sustained us. Let me go back to Facebook. Barbara, she said, no Nurse Ratchet in that delivery room. Definitely not. I won't have it, and my doula will not have it. Yeah, our God is amazing. There's nothing, there's no mistakes in what he has created. It's like the more research we do about our own bodies and how they work, it's just more proof of how amazing he is and how every little detail was carefully considered. It's absolutely amazing. So again, do research if you want to do the research, and I totally recommend that, because we were made so amazing by our God. He's so amazing. Yeah, my daughter will definitely be doing a lot of photos. She will be taking a lot of photos, that's for sure. Yeah, you should. Irene, you definitely should. Send it to Vivi. And also, I told you, you can give her my number. If she needs any kind of advice or she has a question, if I haven't already researched it to death, I will research it for her and I will get an answer for her. Because I'm telling you, there's just so much to learn. And even to this day, the amount of YouTube videos that I'm watching and Instagram reels that I'm watching, and I'm learning so much. I been telling people that I feel like this is my first child, like I'm a first time mom, because all this is like so new to me. I never knew any of this. It's amazing. It's like once you learn a couple of new things, you it's the same with the word. When you get these revelations in the word, it only makes you more hungry for the word. You only get hungrier for the word and you want to know more. This is very similar. You start to learn a couple of things and it's like it never ends. You just keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. It's beautiful. Sorry, I'm just trying to look through the comments, and I'm trying to look through the Facebook. Oh yeah, when I get the ultrasound pictures, I'm talking to my aunt here on Facebook. When I know obviously you'll see the pictures after he's born, but when I get the ultrasound pictures on Wednesday, of course I will send it to my family. And then I will also share it to my YouTube members like I did last time. For my first ultrasound, I did share the photos with the YouTube members as well. So you will see a much more updated and detailed photo of him. So I also still have, in closing, I still also have my registry open with some minor things on there. If you feel led to purchase anything from my registry, please feel free to do so. And it can be delivered directly to me, which is great, very convenient. And thank you. Thank you so much for those of you who actually went on to my registry and purchased some much needed things for us. I truly appreciate it. Again, we're starting from scratch, so we started with nothing. with absolutely nothing. And then we were so blessed to receive several hand-me-downs from dear friends who just recently had a baby boy not too long ago. That was an absolute blessing to be able to get a massive stack of clothes from my dear friend. So she helped me tremendously. And then the my baby shower was several weeks ago, and I received several things at that party, which was great, amazing. And then most of you, it was actually very beautiful to see that even our YouTube community came through and purchased some things that we desperately needed off of our registry. And so we still have just a minor few items that are still on there that we still need, and we would greatly appreciate anything that you purchase. But again, don't feel obligated. Obviously, you're not obligated, but it helps us tremendously, not only now, but whatever we can also pass on to the next person, to the next woman who's maybe expecting a boy. We absolutely will do that. We don't need to hoard anything here. The minute he will not fit into something, I will gladly donate it to either what I was thinking was either someone I know that is having a baby boy, and I would donate it to them. If not, I will be donating it. We have a pro-life Christian pregnancy crisis center in Fort Smith, and I will gladly give them everything that we have. They help support, obviously they're Christ-centered, and so they have walked women through to salvation in Christ. They have saved many lives with ultrasounds, showing women their ultrasounds and, deterring them from having an abortion. And they're just a wonderful, I've been there, I've visited that office, and it's truly extraordinary what they are doing. And they do give away a lot of stuff for women who are expecting. They give away, cribs and bassinets, clothes, diapers, wipes, everything and anything a mom needs. They are giving it away for free. And they don't take any government money. They are solely funded by fundraisers and by donations. And so I will gladly take whatever I can that I'm not using anymore. I will gladly take it there and donate it to them. So that this way it can bless as many mothers as possible for free. They will give it to them for free because they are in need, and the majority of them are single moms with nothing. So I will absolutely do that if I don't already, personally know someone in need that that could use this stuff. So that's my intentions once, I'm done and he's done using it and he no longer fits it or whatever the case may be. We will gladly donate it to our local Christian pro-life pregnancy crisis center. And so with that being said, I am actually very proud of myself that I not only got through this live stream, but I got through it in overtime. So that's progress. I feel good about that. I did not think I was going to be able to do it. In the beginning, it was very, very difficult, but God's grace is sufficient. And we got through it. Yes, Erica. his name will be Levi. Yes, that is his name. That was the name given to my husband directly from the Lord. Directly from the Lord. So, not to say I didn't give it pushback because I had my own name already picked out, but you know, you can only argue with the Lord for so long before you have to say, can't do that. The Lord says what he said, and so we have to obey. And so that's him. Um, the name of the place in Fort Smith is let me double check. I believe it's First Choice. Hold on. I just want to confirm. Is this what it looks like? Let me make sure. Oh, it doesn't open it in Google Maps. Hold on. Yeah, it's good to tell you what it's called. That way, not that you think I'm lying, but so you can see it for yourself. I do believe that's the name. Hold on. Yes, it's called First Choice Pregnancy Medical Center in Fort Smith. First Choice Pregnancy Medical Center in Fort Smith. They are a wonderful, wonderful organization. I'm actually on their text blast. I signed up to be on their prayer text blast. So if they ever have a woman that comes in that is contemplating abortion, they will send a text blast to their prayer team, whoever signed up, and they will ask us to pray that the woman left abortion minded. They will also ask us to celebrate with them if a woman has chosen to follow Christ. And those text messages are so beautiful when we get those. Then they'll send a text out if I think one of them says, please pray for a woman who's in a difficult life situation. And so I pray. I am an intercessor. It is what I do. It is in my blood. It is in my bones. So I immediately signed up to be on their prayer text. And so whenever I get a text message from them, I stop what I'm doing and I immediately start praying. If you do sign up for their text blast, just prepare your heart. I will say prepare your heart for how many times you're going to get a text message from them saying that a woman left abortion minded. It is truly disheartening how many times I get that text message. It's very, very sad, but it is also an opportunity for us to stand in the gap and to hopefully change that young lady's mind. But again, you do get the wonderful text messages too of women who have decided to follow Christ as they visited that pregnancy center. And so, yes, that's where I will be taking any and all donations of things that I am not using. I will take it there because I know for a fact they are a legitimate organization and they actually help these moms. And of course, they are Christ-centered, and everything that they do is centered in Christ. Their whole office is covered in scripture, and they are not ashamed to talk to the women that go in there about Jesus. So it's amazing. Let me see. Oh, yes, Irene, it that's good because um, we had that in when I lived in New Jersey. We also had that where there were organizations that would have these beautiful vans that were fully remodeled, and in the inside of the van, they would give out free ultrasounds for women who maybe were considering an abortion, but they want to see the baby, and so they would do free ultrasounds, and they would give out free resources to these women of places that they can go to um, for help. So yes, that's amazing. I love that they're doing that out here as well. I haven't seen it personally, um, but I didn't doubt that they do it. But I haven't seen it in New Jersey. I saw it several times, and I actually volunteered at one of those centers that was doing that, which is it was amazing. Okay, I think that is all for this week. Um, I will be honest with you. In closing, I will be honest with you. Um, Now going into my ninth month, I don't know if I will be streaming again for a while. I'm not going to shut the channel down completely, obviously not. But now that I am much closer to my due date, I don't know when I will be streaming again. Hopefully, it would be nice to continue to try to do it every Monday. But as you can see from my recent track record, it hasn't been that great. So I cannot guarantee that I will be doing another live stream soon. However, if you have your notifications, oh, excuse me, if you have your notifications set to all, make sure they are set to all. This way, even if it's not a scheduled live stream, if I go live or if I upload a pre recorded video, you will instantly get the notification and you will know that I'm live or that I just uploaded a video. So please remember to set your notifications to all. This way you don't miss a video or a live stream. I will say the best thing I can do is to post in the community tab. So if you I would say always check the community tab for any and all updates, because that is much easier for me to be in contact with you, to just post an update there rather than to record a whole video or to prepare and go live all the time. But again, I thank you so much for your patience and for your understanding. And I can't wait to give you future updates to what's going on. And eventually, you will end up seeing, maybe a photo or two of our new baby boy. So thank you. God bless you. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. Until next time, God bless.